Hi, I'm Teresa from Saks Wellness Center, and I have done a lot of work with people with nebulizers, and it comes up so often that I thought it might be nice to do a video and show you guys how to do this. So bear with me, first time, so we're gonna try this. What we need is hydrogen peroxide, and you can use the food grade, which is what we recommend. We like the food grade hydrogen peroxide. You can get this from JoJo's. I think it's the only place in northern Michigan you can get it. So food grade hydrogen peroxide. This is a 35%. You can also use the 3%. It's not the best, but you can use this if you have to. There's a secondary use for this too, so I'll go over that when we're done. But this one is a 3% hydrogen peroxide. There's a graph that I can send you, or there's an article and a graph I can send you, and I'm going to use that graph now to show you how to do this, okay? So we are going to work with the 30, this one says 36, we're using 35%. So I need 15 ounces of water, which is in here. And then we need a 1/4 teaspoon. So this will last forever. You need a 1/4 teaspoon of this. In the 15 ounces of water. Okay, stir that up. And this is the part that is a little bit confusing. This is why I wanted to do this. So that's the 1% solution of hydrogen peroxide. That is a 0.1% solution. Now, the instructions below that will tell you, but what you want to do is you take 16 ounces of clear filtered water and you put a teaspoon of salt. Himalayan sea salt is just fine. So we're going to put a teaspoon of that in 16 ounces of water. Stir that up and get it pretty good stirred. And then with our solution that we made, the 0.1% solution, that you take 3/4 of a teaspoon of that. So you're not going to use much of that at all. We're going to do 3/4 of a teaspoon. Here's half. And put it in there. And then 1/4. So there's 3/4 of a teaspoon. That's your solution. Not this. This you're going to get rid of. That first thing you did, just throw that away. So you get this all mixed up, and you want to use a jar. I feel like you want to use a jar for that because we're going to use 1 to 2 teaspoons of this mix for the nebulizer, and you can put that in a jar and seal it and put it in the fridge and keep it for 2 to 3 months. Just put a piece of tape on it with the date, and you can keep that for 2 to 3 months. So if you're doing that 3 times a day or even once a day for a couple weeks, it'll last that long. It's really good. So then we take this. This is our solution. This is the nebulizer. This is the nebulizer I use. It should look something like this. We don't want a handheld battery operated one. We want a tabletop one. It will last a lot longer. So this is the machine itself. It comes with a tube. Doesn't matter what end. You just put one end of the tube on there. And then this is the dispenser. And you put the other end of the tube on the bottom of that. You put the orange thing in, make sure it's in, there's a centerpiece in there, put it in there, and then this will lock down. So you'll know it's in the right position, it will lock down. And there's a holder for that so it can sit up just like that. You put 1 to 2 teaspoons of this solution in there. Here's 2. And then if you want to, you can put a drop of iodine in there. Use Lugol's. There's some other ones out there. It talks about the percentages here. I can figure all that out for you if you're not sure about it. But you can put one drop of Lugol's iodine in there too if you want to. And you put that on, nice and tight. And then there's an air hole in there. Close that. Make sure that's closed. Now, if you want to, you can use the mouthpiece. You can put it on just like that, and you can sit there, you turn it on, it's gonna start misting, and you can just breathe this in and out if you feel. If you don't like that mask feeling, some people get a little claustrophobic with that, just use the mouthpiece. And then you can put it at your nose and breathe it up through your nose. You wanna go back and forth. It gets all that solution up in there, and it will kill whatever's in there. It doesn't matter if it's bacterial, viral, any of it, doesn't matter. You can use this for any of it, and it will kill it on contact. So whatever you have will get rid of so much quicker. And I also talk to people about if you've got a cold, and I often check that in the ears. If you've got a cold, it's gonna colonize in the ears first. You can hold this to the ears instead of putting hydrogen peroxide drops in there. So it's easier, especially for the little kids to do, or if you live alone and it's hard for you to get those drops in yourself, you can just nebulize this into your ears. It'll work, it'll be great. These are the masks. So different size masks for adult and children. So if you wanna do the mask, take the mouthpiece off and you put the mask on like that. And then you put it on. There's air holes on the side, so when you breathe out, it'll go out, but this will keep it in. You're gonna do this until that liquid is gone. No more mist comes out of there. It's gonna take 15 minutes about. So 10 to 15 minutes plan on doing this. And depending on if you're currently ill, do it 3 times a day. If you're being preventative, you feel like you were exposed or something, you can just do it once a day until you feel like that exposure is over. So it just goes like that. And you just sit there and you hold it and you just breathe it in and out. It's great. It's easy, it's user friendly. Like I said, some people don't like that mask feeling, just use the mouthpiece, but if you can use this, that's good. There's a smaller one in here for the kids. And that's really all there is to it. I'm gonna take this off so you can see. And I'll plug it in. I just want you to see what the mist looks like. It's not a big deal. You can see that coming out now. And if you feel like it's too much, just back off, breathe a little bit and put it back on. But okay, it's real easy to use. So you want to breathe it in, out through the nose. Okay, back and forth. That's the way you want to do it. That way it gets into the lungs and the sinuses, up into the sinuses. If you use the iodine and it's a little burny, empty it, do it again, and don't use the iodine. Either way, it's fine. The iodine will help it go a little bit faster if you can use it, but if you feel like you're sensitive to it, you don't have to use it. There's some other things we could put in here, like Lymphanest from Marco Pharma. We can get some of our supplements in liquid form, the ACX and ACP. You could put a drop of that in here. Some people put colloidal silver in here, so you can use different things in there. But that's how you do it with the hydrogen peroxide. So the other thing I do want to tell you is with this, the 3%, if you don't have all this or you're sick and it hasn't come yet, you can take 1 cup of the 3% hydrogen peroxide, 5 cups of water, put it on the stove, bring it to a boil, turn it off, get the steam, put your head over the steam with a towel. And you can do that for 10 or 15 minutes. This will work better, but if you can't do this or you don't have it yet, you can still do that. And all those instructions are here in this sheet. So if you need this, I send it to you, I text it to you. I've got a picture of this I can send you. Unfortunately, no place around here sells the nebulizers. So unless you can get a prescription from your doctor and then go to Heart Medical, we have to order these online. So Amazon has those. They're gonna run somewhere around $80. So that information for the putting it together, making it is in here. I can send that to you, but that's what we just did, okay? Hope that's helpful, thanks.